If you haven't already looked at our video on how to deal with bangers, please check it out now, as it'll give you some good insight on the techniques of today, the punch volley and the block volley. When we talk about the definition of good technique, there's usually a lot of long-winded biomechanical terms to get thrown around, and people often forget the most important thing is something that doesn't create injury. And for that, we need the right grip. Both the block volley and the punch volley can share the same grip, ideally the continental. But if you have a slight variation, then you can still have success. Here's a brief reminder of the continental grip, but for a more in-depth look, please check out our video on all the common grips in pickleball. Grip the paddle head between your fingers and slide your hand down until you meet the handle and you've created a V with your thumb and first finger, whereby the bottom of it is in line with the left edge of the paddle. This grip is important for a few reasons. Firstly, it gives the paddle face a neutral angle on both sides, which means neither backhand or forehand will be significantly more open or closed than the other. Secondly, it prevents the carpal bones being put in a weak position during the shot, which in turn helps prevent tennis elbow. Tennis elbow can just as easily be caused by poor wrist position in backhands in pickleball as it is in tennis, so don't think you're safe just because the paddle is lighter. This is where things get a little tricky. The exact right paddle position will vary somewhat depending on your height, your position on the court, and where the ball is coming from, amongst other things. Placing the paddle just above net height will give you a good compromise between protecting your upper body and dealing with balls that dip below the net. Remember, the fastest drives need to be hit with the least clearance above the net to stay in the court, so those are the ones we need to prepare for the most. You'll find that with a continental grip or close to, you'll be hitting a large number of backhands, as it has by far the largest deflective wall when compared to the forehand. With that said, it now pays off to present the backhand side of your paddle more towards your opponent, around 10 AM on the clock. By doing this, you will reduce the amount of time needed to prepare the paddle for an oncoming impact. So with the right techniques on block and punch volleys, you should be able to stand up to those bangers with confidence. Park your car in Harvard Yard. What am I saying again? I was ready. I was so ready. I was going to nail it. You're a complete guide to some of pickleball. It's close enough.